guys, welcome back to Dirty Hands TV. It's been a while. Not getting a whole lot of posting on this channel because I'm always in Mammoth. Today we are headed south on the 395. We're heading to Bakersfield, and we got a few things to do. We actually got to go to Los Angeles tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to that. We got to go down there for a meeting, so I'm not looking forward to that. That's Friday. Today's Thursday. But when we get back, we're gonna head out to the tiny house job. There's a tiny house project we're going to be doing. Show you guys a little bit of that, what we're going to be doing, and we're probably going to try and do that next weekend. We're going to try and get it all framed out and ready for paint on the outside next weekend. So right now we're just having a lovely little road trip down the old 395. We're almost into Olancha. It's just up the road a piece here, and we're just making our way towards Bakersfield. It's 92 degrees down here, quite a bit hotter than it is in Mammoth. I think it was about 72 when we left Mammoth. Good morning, everybody. So we're back in the hot Bakersfield weather. I just got Mike fired up on this deal. It'll go, there's one of these up here, controls the crab. One of the, I don't know which one it is. So Mike's gonna take this over here. We got a whole bunch of stuff to load up over there, take out to my ranch. And then we got 300 feet of line to put in, which is way over there. So I brought him over to get the forklift. My goal is to get this done, because it's all trade out. So faster I get it done, the better I get out of the trade. So I'm gonna have 3 guys out here today, and we're going to, my goal is to get that water and power ran all the way out of the other yard, which I'll show you guys that yard when we get back over there. We're gonna head back over there after we load up some stuff. But something I'll show you guys are these. These are FEMA camp. These are for FEMA camp, and it's pressurized water system for FEMA camps. And there's 14 of these here. These are they're about $20,000 when they ordered them. They had I saw the invoice on them. They're like 23 grand. And they, they've got a big thing in the back. They can put out a lot of pressure, a lot of water pressure, and they heat the water also. It's kind of cool. But I looked in one of these the other day. He's got them so close together, but they have that nice little stand on the bottom, like these ones do. The other ones, what's crazy is the ones that are not as nice have a stand on them. And these other ones or the ones that are nicer, I'm sorry, have the stand. But look at what's inside of here. You got this pump and all this pressurized stuff, 250 gallon tank. So my understanding how these work is the water can be pretty much like gravity fed into the thing and fill that tank. And then the outflow which is, I think it's there. The outflow will put out pressurized hot water, and it powers up the water systems for temporary fire camps. So these were used, so anybody looking for one of these, like for an off-grid compound or something along those lines, send me a message. These are $2,500 a piece. So I can get them to you for $2,500 a piece. They're, like I said, they're 20 grand new, and I've got 14 of them. So I don't know. I figure some people that are doing some off-grid stuff, maybe some of the people that follow me, if they've got a property, you know, and you got a little cabin up there, you got a creek nearby, you can fill the tank with any kind of pressure, just whatever it takes to fill it. And then when it comes out under, you know, whatever pressure you want. You can have it up to like 100 and something PSI. So that's pretty cool. They're really unique. So I know they're not gonna be easy to sell, but I got a bunch of those and a bunch of other stuff that I gotta sell it to come out of this deal, because it's all trade. So I'm trading a bunch of labor. I'm building a tiny home. I'll show you the tiny homes we already built, which there's 2 of them over there. If the phone will not, come on. Anyways, we'll go over there and look at them. All right, now we're gonna drive over here, and I'm gonna pick up Mike. We gotta go right around to the ag irrigation place, and we're gonna buy some pipe for the water line. So we gotta have you get all our fitting. Well, we'll probably just get all our pipe right now with some elbows and couplers and things like that. And we're gonna do that trench, and we're gonna run the water line and the power for these tiny homes. And I talked to the tree guy in Mammoth about this thing here, 150-foot reach. We're taking that to Mammoth, actually. We're gonna take it up there. I can see quite a few applications. I don't think we'll be using it, you know, more than 5 or 6 times a year, but when you do need to get up there 100+ feet in the air and have a nice big working platform, that thing's gonna come in clutch. I just know it. So we got to figure out how to get that up there, because it's not going to go on a low boy. It's too tall. I don't even know if you could fit it on I think you could probably fit it on a double drop, but our trailer is too high off the ground. So that's the tiny home. I built 3 of them for him last couple years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. We're gonna do one more, and it goes way over there, and we're gonna run power and water, and we're gonna put a septic. So essentially, I made a trade for all this stuff, those over there, and all I got to do is build the tiny home, do the septic and power and water, and we should be golden. So I tried to get the scraper, but he wouldn't do it. It's kind of wide for what I would need. I think that's wider than the roads I have at my ranch, but it's pretty cool. Old farm scraper. Oh, it's starting to get hot. I'm not acclimated to this, so used to being in 70-degree weather, and it is just hot. Hot. All right, so I see how we did these, and I think we're gonna do the same thing over there. I didn't order those. I need to add 4x6s to my order to set these up off the ground. But I ordered everything else. I don't think I ordered the 1x either. And you can see it's like a little studio. This is what I needed to see here. This is a 2.0 window, a little 2x2 square. Got 2 of those, 2 in the front, and then the bathroom. So we got 3 of the, so there's the bathroom one. We got 3 of those 2.0 and then these are I think these are 3.0, 4.0. But yeah, you can see the general idea of what we're doing. We're gonna build this exact thing, which I already did. I already ordered the lumber. The lumber was like, it's like $2,500 for the lumber. I gotta get a door, 2 doors, the windows, and the roof. Oh, there's the boss right there in his fancy Cadillac rig. That's like, he's got one of them hot rods. All right, we got them. Mike and Clayton are loading. I am gonna run down here to this irrigation place, and I'm supposed to have a good deal on some pipe. So I gotta get 350 lineal feet of pipe. Probably do 340. I think we can get away with 340. So I kind of had I don't know, either 340 or 360. I'll see how much it is. I think it's probably like 20 bucks a stick, maybe more. It's just right down the road here, so we'll go check it out. Okay, I got my pipe. It was $283, so that wasn't too bad so far. So I'm keeping a real close tab on this one because, you know, I told you guys it was for trade. And I've got $600 in the wire. Plus it was a couple $100 to bring it down here. I had to pay the guys to drive and bring our Mini X down so we could dig the trench. That's the nice thing about having your own equipment on stuff like this. Like normally I would put, you know, I would account for the equipment usage, and I probably will, just to kind of see like where I really would have ended up on this trade as far as how much I'm going to have in it. So far I've got $2,300 in lumber. I've got the 600, let's just say 800 in the electrical wire, and then I've got the 300 in the PVC pipe and the glue and all that. So we're sitting at roughly, you know, 800, 1,400. We're probably right around $2,000 into the project so far. Because remember, I'm paying them by the hour. Right now, they're loading all this stuff up and taking it out to my ranch. So I'm paying for that too. So that's gonna cost roughly, I'm gonna say a couple $100 with fuel. So yeah, we're sitting at about $2,000, and we're gonna have to get some batteries for the crane. I think we're gonna have to get batteries for it. We're gonna go look right now and see if we can find the batteries on it. And I was told they were brand new, but I guarantee you they're not. So yeah, the clock, or the money counter is starting. We're about $2,000 into the job. We've got to get this wire and this water line. I want to see it in by the end of the day. I really doubt that's going to happen, but I'm gonna tell them, you know, that's what I'm expecting. I think we'll have a couple hours in the morning out here to just kind of button it up and get it all. And we're also going to dig the hole for the septic tank and the trench for the leach line. So we've got I got some stuff to do. Clayton's gonna take all the equipment out to the ranch, and then he's gonna grab a skid steer with a bucket and some forks, because that makes things really handy to move stuff around with the little skid steer with the forks. So we'll have that. We'll have a bucket, we'll have forks, and the goal is going to be to rock and roll on this thing. The framers, I'll bring the framers down next weekend, and I think if they come down, I have them come down Thursday night, and I'll get them a hotel room, so I'll have that. I'll have to pay for that, and then I'll probably have to get them a hotel room for 2 nights, because it'll be Friday and Saturday. I think they can get it most of the way framed Friday and Saturday. And if they're able to do that, that's going to put us, you know, so we'll be getting close to $5,000 by the time they get it framed. And then if I can get the rest of it done for, you know, less than $10,000, I think we're going to say we did pretty good. I think the value on that crane is going to be somewhere in the 15. To the right buyer, it would be $20,000. We're probably not going to sell it, because I really feel like we have a use for it up in Mammoth. You know, like I said, not very often, but I think we're going to use it here and there. And my goal, it's got very low hours. It was a government machine, so it has very low hours, and it's just old. It's old. I think we get it cleaned up and paint the wheels black again, and just kind of get all the grease off of it. It'll be one of them deals where when we need it, it'll be real handy to have. One of the things that I really liked about the trade was this. This is that skid steer thing. It's and then we got this disc, which the disc isn't worth very much. It's probably worth $300 or $400, but I'm gonna switch the 3-point hitch to the rear of it. I'm gonna just spin it 180 degrees. That's the cool thing about having a metal shop. I can spin that thing around, and what that'll allow me to do is use this over here with a skid steer. So I can use that disc with a skid steer, and I think I'm pumped about that. I think that's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be a unique tool that we have in our arsenal, because this is a plate right here, and this plate is a 3-point hitch, like just what you'd have on a tractor, but it mounts on the front of your skid steer. It's even got hydraulic lines that you can hook up to it, so whatever implement that you have, it's got a PTO. It's got a PTO on it, so you can run your mower. Basically, your mowers that you want to run, this is what you need to run your mower. And honestly, I just realized that. No, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. The mower's actually hooked direct to the but if you did have a PTO driven implement, a post hole digger, something like that, it'll work. It'll do it. So that's pretty cool. So let's just look at values here. I know that's about $1,000. They're like 1,800 new. So I'm just going with cut rate price. This is all brand new stuff too. So let's just say these are 1,200. I got 3 of these. That's 2,400, 3,400. This is an asphalt grinder. I got 2 of those. These are definitely about 2,500 a piece. So just in implements, we've got about $10,000 worth of implements. Then we got this military trailer. So the military trailer, to the right buyer, this is worth $5,000. It's got air brakes. It's got, I mean, it's probably worth more than that, but I'm selling stuff cheap. If I sell it, I'm looking to get it on the real cheap. And then I'm gonna sell it to somebody for cheap and get rid of it and just get my money. Then we got this big bad boy deal over here. And this is the crown jewel of the trade. And I mean, it's not pretty. It's not the prettiest looking thing, but It's got good rubber. It's got good tires on it. Great rubber on it. It's clean. I mean, it's clean. The door, this is the trim for the door. It fell down. There's your master switch. There's no power, so we know we don't got no power. I knew it was gonna be some battery issues with this. Got, I wonder where the battery, I bet you the battery's right there. Yes, sir, there it is. Those are not very old. So, I think we'll get it fired up. I'm excited to fire this thing up, and I want to get in that basket and see what I can do. I mean, this thing is massive. Double axle in the front. These are just axles. It doesn't have, it's not a four-wheel drive. Oh, it is. Holy crap. So this frame, here's the deal. Even if we ditched the crane on the back and did something crazy with this, it's got the four-wheel drive. Oh, that's insane. My mind's racing on other things you could actually do with this if you really wanted to do something with it. I mean, wow. I don't know, tell me what you think in the comments, what you think the value. I'm gonna say this thing's worth on the open market. I think it's worth $20,000. So I kind of feel like we got close to $30,000 worth of stuff, and that's not including those tank or those pressure tank systems. I think we like doubled or tripled our money. That's why I'm excited, and I mean, this thing's got a radio, so you got a radio down here so that someone down on the ground can talk to the guy in the basket. There's your radio right there. When you're 150 feet up in the air, sometimes you want to talk to somebody. I'd be scared to take it all the way up, but we're gonna try and fire it up and see what it does. All right. Peyton's gonna get this strapped. Yeah. He's headed out to the ranch. Part 2 coming soon.